Today I'm going to be building my city in City Skylines. So first, I decided to get rid of all the highways and we have this left over. So my first goal is to at least try to make the city as populated as possible. So first, my first goal is I decided to begin establishing road networks. This will be useful later. Also, since I've already unlocked all this stuff, I don't need to really worry about unlocking that. Now, let's do this. So, my first, I first decided to do is I first decided to begin getting houses right away. I would begin building the amount of commercial, but the fact is that yeah, we're doing this. So I decided to get just enough out of space. So then I got more. Alright, now let's begin. So then I decided to begin building these streets that kind of connect in and out. Then I began. So building these roads inward, you probably see how I'm doing these roads. And you're wondering why am I doing the roads like this? But- So then I decided to begin. Our first resident is gonna have to move in. So first, building the city and getting some of the roads done is going to be the most important part. I then decided to connect the roads together and form this. Now I had it paused so then it could just prepare to get constructed. I also decided to make it so that the city would already be able to get a whole lot more or water supply. So I decided to do this. So then I began building these hydro water plants. Then these would allow for a massive amount of the city to begin getting power. Now these pipes should be able to produce a good amount of water. So then I decided to begin building. This is just going to be the first episode. We're just going to get a couple things done, and then we will prepare. Then I decided to connect the pipeline to here. I constructed it. So then I decided to build a series of pipelines. You're probably wondering, why am I building the pipelines like this? Well, building the pipelines like this in City Skylines is actually smart. Because if you build them like this, you can cover more radius faster instead of connecting every single pipeline. The pipes also have a radius. So this means that specifically I can get. So then I decided to construct these pipes. Each pipe. Now I used way less pipes because of the fact that I did all the blue radius you're seeing here is pipes. That's pipes I'm doing. So the pipe system doesn't need to be that extensive. So yeah, that's just easy. Once getting these done, I then decide a different area of the city. Now, the pipes had almost everything here. Then I decided to construct the streets. Now I'm going to be doing these models a lot. You'll see me doing this type of model where I do something like this, so then I can get more space. It's easier. So we first decided to do something about the policies. Now taxations. I also decided to already get everything ready, so then we have everything ready. I also decided to do some a multi-story parking lots just so we can get the thing. Now I did make a couple parking lots just so people can park a little easier. Just so. I also decided to connect this to the area. Now you're seeing me build this plant, which will be a whole lot more useful. It's a really effective. So then I decided here in city skylines, you never should have your sewage go upstream because usually you want to build your pipelines upstream. It doesn't matter where you build your pipelines, but don't build your too close to your pipelines. Don't have your sewage like right on the river, like where it's running through. You don't want that. You never want that. In general, just in city skylines, you just don't want that. That in general. So then I decided to build a couple more roads. Then I decided, after looking at this, I saw the growth that the city was going through, and it was pretty good. Pretty good. I then decided to fill this up. Since this one was already filled, I got everything ready to go and go. So then I decided to get the streets ready. So building. So then I decided you can still have small grass. You just want as much residential as possible, usually in these types of cities. And then I also decided that they're going to need trash service. So we're going to try to let the city as much as possible. These streets are empty because I have it paused currently, so then I could just prepare to build everything while I'm paused. Dude, why is that there? So then I decide to build this route. So here's how the layout went out. Now let's unpause it. I unpaused it and they immediately got to construction. Immediately. Yep. Then the sewage problem would get over. Now you're probably wondering, what do I mean by sewage problem? Well, this happens as soon as you begin building city skylines. They just get a sewage issue. So I decided to find a lake. This lake, which I've actually used before as a sewage dumping site. So I'm sorry. The sewage is gonna have to go here though. Then I paused again to begin to prepare these. Now sewage doesn't, you don't really need to build to keep the sewage going. It's just gonna keep going. I also prepared for more sewage facilities. Then we are just built water treatment plants. So then we can just instantly begin flooding and get a whole lot more sewage. I then decided to, well, get this ready. So I built the whole capacity section for the sewage, and then also had to do the sewage so then it connect it all the way to our city. Then we would need something. I called it incineration row. This basically would be because there was really no highways, there wasn't really that limitations on what I could put. So then I decided to do something. The city was going to become immediately expensive. The reason why I do trash row is so then we could just get a whole bunch of garbage trucks and then they can immediately start getting to work. Getting the whole city cleaned up. Then the trash issue ain't gonna be that much of a problem. Then once I finish trash and these facilities are active currently, they are not in operation. But then I had to build all these It's the way I do stuff. So then I just have to do all these pipes. And so we only need to do one side. Pipes. So then I unpaused the game and got all this ready. Now they immediately started getting constructing, which was good. Then I also decided to get one more other thing. This is just the basic needs of the citizens. So I decided to go over to area and build our first hospital. These would be useful later. Now the hospitals, they will still need. They were still good. I know. But bro, what is it talking about? It needs to be placed at roadside. It's at roadside. Then we just need. How far does the solar plant go? So it's gonna need electricity? Are you serious? So then I just have to go and have to rebuild the hospital in a completely different section. Then they just immediately got to constructing. We had 320 residents. People were moving in decently fast. People weren't moving in that fast. We still had some streets that were just getting constructed. So yeah, this is gonna be a lot. This is why Ration Road. Oh yeah, I forgot. Once all these are built, you just gotta. Now that it's a. Y'all have sewage. Now that that's done, we just let them construct. And then the city's gonna start producing. Because this is like more of a highway, this means that 523 people are already moved. Dang, that's a lot. That fast, too. Then we already got the track. Now the car parks were better and people were actually driving. Now, yes, we got the electricity. But why are they not active yet? That's weird. None of these are active. This was just so they can get active. Now the construction was already going into effect. Now I knew exactly what to do. When the first crime happens, we all these two just for safety hazards. And the fire department is insanely useful because then they're going to be managing crime city. Then, yeah, the guys got arrested. So once the fire departments go, boom. This was already to a good city already. Now most people mainly focus their cities city planning. So now I now had to do something. Now the economy. Let's get this ready. We re- we really didn't need. Then I decided to increase everything to 150. Then our budget is doing good. This was just small time. Just so we had already 1,000 people here. Perfect. Now we have some planning in the north. So I wanted to see about having a massive amount of housing for citizens because housing is, yeah, we're not gonna have all this finished in the first episode. This is just the first episode of my City Skylines series. So now let's just build two more things. I decided to build two more things. The brand new bus station. The new bus station. And the new taxi. Which was perfect. So now it was time. First, I decided to start getting the to go for citizens to already be. So these stands were not that far around the city. And yes, you do have to use pie for these. So yeah. The bus depot was different. Now I have now yeah, we will need a whole lot of solar power plants in the future. We'll need a whole lot of these. So I first decided to begin. Once I want to have just everything mixed. This is just the small time residential. Just so we can start getting some people into the city. So, let's look. I then also decided to do something. Unique buildings active. So I then decided to build a brand new building. The Chirper Balloon Rats. So now people are dying. So you also have to do something. You do need a lot of crematoriums early. Just so, I'm just gonna do these. Do these. The reason why you need the crematoriums is because they're gonna be really helpful for you. I usually like to do these in like a row where all of them could just get, well, funded. Also, power to these is hard because you have to build a solar power plant not too far away from this. So I usually like doing these like type of streets where, well, like say for example, a hospital row, because or police row, something like that. So then all the emergency services can already get response. So let's see this how this is gonna do. I also don't want to completely overhaul everything, so let's get some crematoriums built. We're gonna need these a lot. They're gonna be needed a lot. Like they're gonna really be helpful. So then I decided to begin building a whole lot more crematoriums. So then we can already get vehicles ready to pick up people. Boom. Crematorium row is finished. Only one person has died in this whole city. So, we have 2,000 people. That's good. It's good. But I also sometimes even bus express ramps. Gonna allow for a couple things. This is just so Harbor Bus Hub. So, this happens a lot where I have to build these harbors. So, we're gonna need a lot of stuff. stuff to prepare. Now, sewage treatment, we already got that. Then the water consumption, once that reaches a mill, that's when the are actually becoming useful. Well, my bad. I accidentally did that. And I accidentally did something again. Now, here's the thing. So first, we already have to prepare our city's layout. Now, the express ramps are going to be really useful soon, because once they start, I will use a lot of small roads for like much more bigger intersections. So then, I had to build a couple streets. So, first, right there. Now, you really do need to start building commercial zones, so then we can prepare the city. I'm just getting some transportation routes ready for the second episode. So now we do this. So now let's start building commercial. So we want to mix kind of residential. Most people try to do as much commercial as possible. Most people do that a lot. They do that a lot. Where you use as much commercial as possible. It is useful, but it's not always good. So I had to do this express ramp so then buses can head through, and then another express ramp so buses can exit. I then also decided to build another intersection. So first, let's do something. Let's first do something for the buses. There's a bus depot made. What is it talking about? Okay, so you have to construct a depot first? That doesn't make sense. Anyways. Hold up, let me first expand this road. Okay, first, I decided the advanced wind turbines. These are a whole lot more useful and allow for much electricity production. With a whole lot more buildings, the landfills are already starting. So then I decided to build our first ever bus stop, or bus line. You usually have to make these in a loop, so then they have some pretty high frequent stops. Now this is all red. Dude, so then so now so then and hold up and boom. Alright, see you guys. Bye.